I asked, y'all answered. So the title of this video is Boob Job, Breast Implants, Info You Need to Know Before You Get It Done, or if you're just interested and you're not getting boobs done, but you want to hear my story. So here we go. I'm trying to make this quick because I gotta go. I gotta take my daughter to the orthodontist appointment, so I want to get this video up before the sun goes down. Anyway, so a little backstory. I got my boobs done June 25th, 2015. So almost a year and a half ago. I have been wanting them done since my oldest daughter was born. She was born in 2002. So I've waited, 13 years to get them done. So there was a lot of time to think. I will have all the information down below about who my doctor is, my stats, the company I went to. I went to Butology, which is a local place here in Bakersfield. They also have one in like the LA, Beverly Hills or something, and one like Fresno. So they're very well known. For the past 10 years, they've got the best doctor award or whatever. So their reputation is nice. There's like 4 or 5 doctors there. So anyway, let's talk about this journey a little bit. May of last year, it was when I was really like, I want to get them done. And the reason why it took so long, because me and my husband wanted to make sure we were in a place financially where we could just pay it cash, no bill. And we're fortunate enough where we were able to do that. So May, I went for my consultation. It was early May. And I said I just needed to be anytime after June 4th when my daughters get out of school, because I don't want to have to get up and take them to school having surgery. So the soonest appointment was like June 25th. And I was like, really? But my daughters got out a week before, so I could have had a June 4th date. But anyway, I went to my consultation, and what the consultation basically is when you go, want to see if you want to get your boobs done, you go meet with a doctor, and the first thing you want to notice about your doctor is your instinct is going to tell you if you feel comfortable with this doctor or if you don't feel comfortable with this doctor. And there's always going to be a nurse in there with you, if it's a male surgeon. And my first instinct is that the doctor came in, he introduced himself, and I was immediately comfortable. Like, I knew this was going to be my doctor. And he asked me, what I wanted, what I was looking for in getting my boobs done. And so he had a portfolio of all of his before and afters, and he was asking me like the look, and I picked out like 3 different looks. So I wanted the more, the natural look. I didn't want like the porn star look. And I said that in my live stream and people were cracking up. And so he said, so you want just like, looks like your natural breast, just bigger. Exactly. So I had my consultation, and what he did is he examined my breast before, my boobs, and sized me and everything, because there's a few factors that go into your getting your boobs done before you actually get them done. So I'm going to explain how this all works. When you go get your boobs done, there are things that have to take account into what you're doing. It's going to be your height, your weight, your current breast tissue, the size of your rib cage. So those things take into effect, okay? The reason why the size of the rib cage is because your rib cage has to be able to hold your new boobs. You don't want something you're going to feel like your ribs are crushing. So based on that information, your doctor is going to recommend a certain size of cc's. And what cc's are the weight. Your doctor does not go by bra size because everybody's size is differently. So me being 5'5", I was 140 at the time, and my rib cage, I don't remember what it was. He recommended the cc's from 450 to 600. And 450 would have been like a little bit bigger than what I was. I didn't want to do that. Figure if I'm going to pay the money, might as well go big. So initially I had chose the 500. When I tried on the 500 with the bra that they give you a bra try on, I was like, oh, this looks great. And then I went home and I was like, no, let me get the 600. So when you go to your consultation and you book your date, it's not set in stone until you put down a deposit. So you put down a deposit, and I think it's like 25% of, my doctor's like 25% of what you would pay. And that goes towards the final payment of your boob jobs. So my final payment was $6,000. Breast implants are not cheap. You want a good job, you got to spend some money. So my consultation was like the middle of May, and it was just like a countdown. I was anxious. I couldn't wait to get it done. So June 25th came around, and I went in at like 9 a.m. and my husband went with me, of course. And when you go get your boobs done, your doctor's gonna come in, he's gonna mark you up. And I'm gonna get to, you know, what I chose and why I chose it, because there's silicone and saline. So I chose 600, so I have 1200 cc's total, and I chose silicone. There's silicone and saline. I chose silicone because it's the most natural feeling breast. I didn't want anything that felt like a rock or felt just stiff. I wanted silicone. Silicone is like this gel. And saline is like if you want that really fake look. You know, they're just gonna stick out and people are gonna know, hey, you got a boob job. You may love that look. I didn't want it for me. There are pros and cons to both. The pro and con with saline is that if it ruptures, you're gonna notice right away, because it's just the you know, the fluid they put in the IV to keep you hydrated. That's the saline, that's what's in there. So nothing's gonna happen to you, you're just gonna be very, very hydrated. So you'll notice right away. With silicone, if it ruptures, it's a very, very thick gel, so you're not going to notice it unless you get like a mammogram, okay? So that's the, you know, the cons. There's not really a pro for that, for the silicone. So that's what happened. So I had my surgery. They gave me what they call a cocktail. As soon as they gave me that cocktail, I was out. I felt like I was asleep for 2 minutes. I woke up, and the best way I can describe how it feels is that it feels like an elephant is sitting on your chest. That's what it feels like. Your boobs are gonna be way up here, and I'm gonna explain why. They're gonna be way up here. The reason why your boobs are way up here is because your doctor creates a pocket to go at the bottom of your breast. Okay, so it's gonna be like right here, okay? Hi, Mickey. And the reason why your doctor creates a pocket is because you have a foreign object in your body, and your doctor just shoved a foreign object in your body. So the pocket is basically going to protect your implant. It goes down, and it basically becomes part of your body. So when your breasts are up high, they're up high for a reason, because your recovery, they need time. It's called drop and fluff. When they fluff, that means they're done. They're not going to do anything else. They need time to drop, and it can take up to 6 months to a year to be fully recovered. 6 months, I was good. So let's talk about recovery. Everybody's recovery is different. It depends on your tolerance of pain. And it just depends on your doctor. Oh, but first, let me back up. Incisions. There are a few different ways you can do your breast implants, and depending on the doctor, they have their own technique. You can go through the armpit. You can go through the nipple, where they take the entire nipple off. They can go under the breast, which is what I did, and they can go through the stomach. Under the breast was fine for me. I can't even see the scar unless I like lift my breast up, you know. But it's fine, you know, under the breast, and the scar is like this big, and the big implant, they stuffed it in there. So no wonder you're in pain. So recovery. Recovery is 6 weeks, basically like if you had a baby. No working out for 6 weeks. You cannot wear underwear or bra for 6 weeks. That's the recovery time. So right after you get out of surgery, you're gonna be in pain. They're gonna give you a bunch of medication. Your payment for your surgery goes towards your medication. I had antibiotics. I had milk of magnesia because anesthesia makes you constipated. Pain meds. I also had a muscle relaxer to help you sleep, and then the pain meds. So I was taking all these different medications. I only took pain medication for 3 days. I have a really good doctor, really good recovery. 3 days of being in pain, and you have to sleep upright. Like imagine like leaning back in a recliner. That's how you have to sleep for like 10 days, because your body is recovering. You can't sleep on your side, obviously. You can't sleep on your stomach. You know, you have to sleep upright, and you're going to be in pain. You are going to be in pain. You're going to wake up in the middle of the night. You're going to take pain pills, and you know, you got to take it easy. A lot of times we think our bodies are fine, and we get up and we do stuff and we're exhausted. Like I think it was 7 days after I got them done, I went grocery shopping, and I was completely exhausted when I got home, and I was like, I am not completely well. So that's one thing you want to take into account. So a week after I got my boobs done, I went to Vegas. Call me crazy. I was fine. No, I went grocery shopping 5 days after, but by the time I went to Vegas, I was fine. Went for my husband's birthday, and I had a good time. You know, I was asking him, I asked my doctor, a liquor? He said, as long as you're off the pain medications, you can take the liquor. So I was completely off the pain medication by then. Had a good time. So many of you may be like, I can't believe she went to Vegas. I was good. The incision is very, very small. Like when you first see it, it looks like a black thread that was sewn. So it was very small. Right after surgery, they're going to put, some doctors, this is what my doctor did, every doctor is different, put me in this bra, this very, very tight, uncomfortable bra. And I had to wear it for 36 hours. You cannot take it off for 36 hours. If you do, you risk infection and you risk messing up your surgery. This is not what you want to do. So after 36 hours, I took a shower because you just feel gross after you just want to take a shower. And then you have to wear this bra for 7 days until you go back and see your doctor. Then your doctor will tell you if you need to keep wearing it. My doctor said just wear a sports bra or whatever, so that's what I wore. So that's basically it. By 6 months, my boobs were fine. They looked, you know, how they look now. They weren't going anywhere. When I had a 6-week appointment, my doctor was like, you know, you're good. You only need to come back if you have like, you know, a complaint or whatever, or something's not right. And word of advice, if you're thinking about getting them done, get some insurance on your boobs. I'm serious. That way, if it spins, it pays for the implant, but it does not pay for the surgery, which I can tell you is going to be more than the implant. But if you insure them, you know, it's going to be a little less money. And that's if I get into a car accident or something I didn't do myself. So that's another thing. So I want to give you guys some advice, some tips if you're thinking about doing this. Well, the first thing, research. Always research your doctor. Credentials, read reviews, everywhere. Read reviews. 2, do not go out of the country. Okay? If somebody in Mexico or whatever is saying, I can do a boob job for $500, no, stay away. If you want a good surgery, you're going to pay money. Okay? Don't want to end up on botched. Another thing is, don't compare yourself to other girls who got their boobs done. Everybody's frame is different. Everybody weighs differently. Everybody's built differently. So you're not going to look like the next person. Like, there can be a girl who is the same height as me, similar weight, similar build. I can guarantee you her 600 cc's is going to look completely different than mine. Because we're built differently. My best advice, if you are looking to get a certain look, just get like references. You know, don't say, I want to look exactly like that. Just say, I kind of, you know, I want like that look where, you know, they may be real high, because you have high profile, mid profile, and low profile. I have mid profile where they're not too low. They're just kind of sitting. So your doctor's going to ask you about that also. Another tip is, if you can, pay it all at once. If you can. That way you don't have to worry about a bill. I understand everybody can't do that. They do have like a credit plan, but you're going to have to worry about APR and all that. So if you can pay it all at once, that is my best advice. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Every doctor is different. Okay, so you may hear about somebody's recovery and you may say, well, my doctor didn't do that, or your recovery has nothing to do with somebody else's recovery. So don't do what the next person is doing and mess up your recovery. Like, some doctors don't require you to wear a bra. Some doctors put a huge like bandage around here to help them drop. Some don't do that. I didn't look at how other people were recovering because their doctor didn't work on me. What your doctor tells you to do, that's what you need to do, because it costs too much money to mess up. And if you got to go back in there, that's your own fault. Another thing is, I have to sleep in a sports bra about 4 to 5 days a week. And the reason why is because my doctor does not sew this shut right here. Some doctors do, but my doctor doesn't. And basically, if I don't sleep in a sports bra like 4 to 5 nights a week, like in 5 7 years, my boob can fall into my armpit. It would take a long time. It would have to be me not ever sleeping in a sports bra for the next 5 to 7 years, which wouldn't happen. So at first it was very annoying, but now it feels better when I do sleep with a sports bra because it kind of keeps them together. And I normally wear sports bras during the day anyway. It's just more comfortable for me. I wear underwire bras, but only when I'm just, you know, trying to have the girls out or whatever. But yeah, I had a really good recovery. I have nothing but good things to say about my doctor. My doctor's name was Dr. Zach Barnes. I just had a really good experience with it. There are people who have horror stories and, you know, and I think it's because they didn't do their recovery right. Like I was watching a video and a girl, no, it was Instagram, and she got her surgery done and like 3 hours later she took off her bra, and I was like, what are you doing? She said, I just wanted to peek at it. I said, so you're gonna risk your recovery for a peek. Just wait a few more hours, you know? So your recovery is very, very, very important. And I think that's it. Just research. Don't go cheap. You know, my advice is go big or go home. I'm very satisfied with the size that I got. I think if I would have got any smaller, I would be unhappy. And it's a thing called boob greed, where you want to go back and get more. And what else? It did take some time to get used to, because I was just used to wearing like just a little bra. But now I'm used to them. It feels like they've always been there, and that's a good thing. And I think that's about it. I don't have really much else to say about it. But yeah, but if you guys have any questions about anything I didn't mention, leave them down below and I will be happy to answer, because sometimes I forget things I want to say in a video until after it's already done. So yeah, I am going to get out of here and I will see you guys next week, because by the time this video is uploaded, I'll be getting ready to go to Vegas. So I'll see y'all next week. Bye.